We're now to the part of the lesson where we're going to make a significant impact on how your inbox looks. So by now you've figured out how to create some labels, which we'll use later, and how to create and use the star icons, and how to arrange your inbox so that it arranges your messages in order of priority. So like mine here, and this is, again, my other account that I use, and I've really rigged it to look this way. It doesn't normally look this way. So I've got a bunch of unread messages here. This might look like yours. You could have, oh gosh, thousands of unread messages, I know. And then you've got any drafts that you might be in the middle of. And then the starred items, these are the things that you're going to say are important things for your to-do list, and then everything else. And you could have, I know I've seen some inboxes with tens of thousands of messages. So it'll say over here, many, and you can click there. But we are about to take most of these and store them in the archive so that you can always get to them if you need them, but they don't need to clutter up the front page or what we call the inbox. So first thing I want you to do is just to make sure you don't lose anything important. And when I say lose, I mean some people use their kind of scan their email, and messages that they see, they're like, oh yeah, I got to remember to do that, which again is not a great way to work and a super way to forget to do things. So what I want you to do first is to go through and add star icons to any recent messages that you haven't dealt with yet that you think you need to deal with. You want to keep it in the front of your mind. So it's going to end up here in the starred section of your inbox. So I'm thinking there's not things from too long ago probably, but maybe something from the last week or so that you haven't done. And again, don't worry if you miss something, because it's always going to be retrievable from the archive. So maybe you pause here, go ahead and look through those recent messages, and click on the star icon, and then when you click your inbox again, it will have put all of those starred things down here in the third section. And again, you could have hundreds or thousands of unread messages, and that's okay. I'm going to show you how to store them temporarily as soon as you're done starring the ones that you want to keep on the front page. Okay, so go ahead and do that now. And now the next part of the process is the actual sending all of these to the storage area known as the archive. So we're going to do this in the quickest way possible, and it might look a little confusing, but it's a neat little trick. So we're going to use the search bar that's in Google. And of course, Google is known for their searching. I mean, that's what they're best at. So what we're going to do is type into the search box minus is, and then a colon, starred. Now what minus is starred means is it's going to look for any messages that is not starred. Okay, the minus is a fancy Google way of saying is not. All right, you'd think they could maybe use the word not, but they're computer programmers and they just don't do that. So we want to put in minus is colon starred, and then we'll put a space in, and then we're going to type in older underscore than, older than. Okay, so what we're going to now tell Gmail to do is to find all the messages that are older than something. So I put this in because I'm afraid some of you are thinking, well, gosh, I don't want to get rid of things that were just sent to me in the last week or so. And when I say get rid of, again, that's just store away temporarily. So maybe you want to put in like 7D. That means 7 days. So we will find everything that doesn't have a star on it that's older than 7 days. And in my mind, that's stuff that you're probably done with at this point. And if you're not done with it, you should have put a star on it. And if you want to feel safer, maybe you can go back and do 14 days for you. Okay? But what we're going to do is type that in like that and hit enter, and then it will make a list of everything that fits into that category. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to select all of those. So we go to this drop down here where it's select, and we're going to do all. And now you see this message here. It says all 50 conversations on this page was selected. And then it gives you the option to select all the conversations that match this search. That's really important for those of you that have years and years of things, because there's probably thousands that fit into that category, and you're only seeing the first 50. So let's click on that. Okay. Now, I don't have that many because I've been taking care of my inbox. And then the last thing we're going to do, and this is the big moment, this little button right here is going to archive it, and so we click that. Now, when it sees that you want to do something with a whole bunch of messages, it always gives you an out. And this should maybe make you feel uneasy, but don't worry, it's okay. We're not deleting anything, so we're going to click OK. It takes a second, especially if you've got lots and lots of conversations. And then what we're going to do is click back on the inbox. And wow, look at this. My unread messages, there's a lot fewer of those. I went from 21 down to 2. And you see, my starred do not look any different at all. I've got the same starred messages I had before. And now this everything else, the only thing that's in there is something from the last week. Maybe you've got something from the last 2 weeks. And I would suggest right now, since there's a lot less in there, why don't you just skim through that? And if it's stuff that can go ahead and be archived, go ahead and click on the box like that next to it. And you can do this for all the messages. For example, I could do it with both of these. And then you can, again, click this archive. And now my everything else section is completely empty. And that's one of my goals, to keep an organized inbox. The everything else is all the stuff I don't need to deal with anymore. And I'll show you later in another lesson how to go find it if you want it. Maybe you think of something later like, ooh, I wish I'd have looked at that message, or I need to do something with that message. And it's fine. We can go get it when we need it. Okay? So you just made a huge transformation on your inbox. I hope you like it. It's kind of like feeling everything is uncluttered. And now we're just going to figure out how to keep it that way. All right. Thanks for watching.